All righty. What is up, everybody? I'm glad to be here on a Wednesday night. We have got a great show for you tonight. We got the top 5 in the CBA when the points chase is coming right down to the wire. But you know what we start with first? That is that 3-minute intro, and here we go. Y'all ready? We can do 2 or 3 takes. Ready?
I'm Tom Clark.
I'm Bill Clark.
And you're watching the So Smokin Gooder Show.
Say I'm Tom Clark. I'm Bill Clark with JC's Good Old Boys. All right, ready? Here we go. Ready? 3.
I'm Tom Clark.
I'm Bill Clark.
With JC's Good Old Boys, Barbecue King. And you're watching the So Smokin Gooder Show.
Bam! It's the what?
So Smokin Gooder Show.
It is the So Smokin Gooder Show. All right. Are you ready? Yep. You can handle this? Here we go. 3.
I'm First Class Barbecue Robert Smith, and you're watching the So Smokin Gooder Show.
You said it wrong, dummy. Do it again.
So Smokin Gooder Show.
One more time.
So Smokin Gooder Show.
Yes, Robert Smith from First Class Barbecue. He will be on tonight. What is up? Good evening, Gooder Gang. You know what time it is, slightly right after 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, and you know where to be. That is right here watching the So Smokin Gooder Show. I am your host, Rob Arocha, and I'm coming to you from the Bullhorn headquarters in Cypress, Texas. I'm damn glad you found us, however you're finding us, whether you're checking us out on Facebook, or on YouTube or on the Twitches. We've got a jam-packed show tonight. We've got the top 5 in CBA. We've got Mr. Robert Smith, Mr. Phil Breeden from LC BBQ, Jeremy McMinn from Love Barbecue. I'm going to introduce you guys to Jeremy, who's just been killing it, coming up hot as of late. And then, of course, Paul Whitaker from Scooters Barbecue. He is yet to get in. That is why we're late, ladies and gentlemen, but we're only a couple minutes late. Shout out to the chat we got right here. Daddy Dutch Barbecue, what is up? Jared McCrory, hello. Mike Nava, a new name. I'm glad you're joining us, Mike. Hello. Carlos Calzada coming off a big grand champion in Camp Hope. Right here, I got my Camp Hope shirt on. I was there as well. Got to witness that. That was awesome. Congratulations, Carlos. We got Michael Sistruck, Dason Miller. What is up, Dason? Nice to see a new name in here. Tim Crawford over there. Rec Tech Mafia holding it down. Tom and Bell, good evening. They're coming to us from the Tomball VFW. So drink. Tim, again, Rec Tech Mafia, definitely in the house. Thank you very much. Shell Leach, late again. Are you late, Shell, or is she talking about me? I'm not sure. Jared McCrory's back. Roddy Trevino, we're on Rob Arocha time. Okay. I'll take it, but it's not my fault, people. When you're trying to gather 5 barbecuers to meet at one time, it's hard to do, and I'm here. It's 8:10, and we've got it going on. Yui, what's up? Judge Webb, hello. All right, and we're getting there by Sean Strader. What's up? My pits are burning. Barbecue team, hello. Nice to meet you. Bobby Delgado, got to see him this weekend. Danny Regan, what's up, buddy? Vincent Regino, he's also in the top 10 right now. Currently, Derek Bernal also there. Carissa Smith, hello. Chuck Long, Stephen Pfeiffer, Molly Harden, congrats on your first grand champion not that long ago. Tuna Win, my boy. I'm going to be cooking with them at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo for Half-Fast Cookers. I'll be out there. He joined me this weekend at Camp Hope as well. Anna Bryce, hello. She was did well at the World Food Championships, and they GC'd. They GC'd day 1, or the CBA portion of that. Cliff Archer, Ruth with the best biscuits and gravy in the game. All right, I think we got there. Ashley, what is up from Breggy Bomb? Renee Gonzalez, Blowing Smoke, hashtag Blowing Smoke AP Rub. And all right, that's it. Thank you very much. As you can see, I am Han Solo tonight. Case Han will not be joining us tonight. He's working. He's got a showroom event tonight, so he is actually working his real job and can't join us tonight. So I am Han Solo. That is fine. We've got 6 people that are going to be on screen tonight. So that's or 5 people that'll be on screen tonight. So that's plenty. That is plenty. Shout out to Chris Webb from Bushmaster Barbecue and Proud Souls Provisions, Barbecue and Provisions, for joining us last week. It was cool to get to meet Chris. He's doing well. He's just finished his season for KCBS, and he had a cool statement. He's done a lot. I think he finished in the top 20, maybe top 10. I can't remember. But all right, that's going to do it, guys. How is everybody doing tonight? Thank you guys for joining us. We got 50,000 people already watching. I appreciate you, each and every single one of you. Again, like I said, however you find us, you can listen to us on podcast as well. But however you find us, thank you very much for doing so. All right, so for now, what I'm going to do is bring on our guests for the evening. We'll start with, I'm going to introduce you guys to a new person. It has not joined the show as of yet, but we got Jeremy McMinn from, all right, Jeremy, your mic is muted. Unmute your mic, please, sir. But Jeremy McMinn from Love Barbecue. How are you, buddy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're doing great.
Man, good to meet you. Why don't you introduce yourself? A lot of people, it's your first time on the show. I appreciate you doing this. But why don't you introduce yourself before we get going with the other people that have been on the show before?
So my name is Jeremy McMinn. I would love barbecue. Me and my wife are Love Barbecue, and my son Liam, who is new this year, which we're very excited about.
Brand new.
Yeah, very brand new, 3 months old, brand new. So yeah, we've been cooking for a while, and I've just been doing okay as of late. So we're just trying to roll with it and ride the wave as long as we can.
Awesome. Well, good to meet you, and we'll be talking to you here in just a minute. But let's get everybody that's in. Let's get them in right now. Of course, everybody knows the next guest that we've got on. Let me give you all a little clue of who it is real quick. But this guy's been on the show quite a bit, just because he kills it all the time, and it's good to get him on the show all the time. Here we go.
Hey everybody, Phil Breeden, owner and founder of LC BBQ, and you're watching the So Smokin Gooder Show.
All right, Phil, you can't tell me to play the clip, buddy, because I've already played the clip. How are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing real good, Rob. I want to know how you're ever going to get anybody else to tape another clip after you went ahead and showed the unedited versions on Tom and Bell and Robert. And hey, can you go ahead and show my unedited version on my clip?
I don't.
We nailed it in one shot. I forgot none of that. Okay.
We need to redo it. You did. There's not an unedited. You went one clip. That was it. Professional. Welcome in, Phil. How are you doing tonight? It is past your bedtime. I appreciate you joining us tonight.
Real good.
Armando de Luna, what's up, buddy? AJ Garza. Brandon, is this your friend here, Jeremy? How do you say his last name? You know?
Collage.
Don't get me butchering it.
Mate, reminds me of Kalachi. What's up, Jason Huckabee? What's going on, man? So Jared, I mean, not Jared, but Jared does well. Yes, but Jeremy got a newborn 1 year. Not how old is he? 6 months old, even maybe?
No, he's like 3 months.
3 months old. When will the Gonzalez
he went
back?
to Kansas City with us, so we figure he can go anywhere in Texas with us.
He did go to Kansas City. I do have to give a shout out. This guy's watching right here, Victor Garcia from Uncle Vic's Barbecue. He is also doing well. He is 6th overall, and I had to cut it down to top 5 because there's just too many faces that are going to be on the screen.
Way to go, Rob.
I know. Phil looks like ZZ Top. Phil looks like ZZ Top. Phil, I'm still waiting for you at the waterfall in Bandera. Well, all right. So
I was at the waterfall. I just wasn't in Bandera.
Disclaimer: we got to Paul Whitaker. He tried to check in. He was on the road, headed home. He had bad cell service, so we're waiting for him to get in. And Robert Smith is here. I mean, I don't know if he's trying to do an entrance or what, but there he is. What are you doing over there?
Music.
Oh, he's getting beer.
Music,
he's getting beer. Hey, that's important, Bubba. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. What is up, Robert Smith? How are you, Bubba?
Howdy do.
Howdy do. What did you think of your intro?
I loved it.
Did you like the behind the scenes?
One of these days I'm going to have to figure it out.
The So Smokin Gooder Show.
So Smokin Gooder Show. You said it wrong. All right. Texans Legends Show showed me the LC products, and I'm in love. There you go. Yes, LC is killing it. Been doing it for a while. Maybe we'll talk about that in a minute. But Scooter is in, and he's dressed up for the occasion. Let's get the last one real quick. Robert, how are you doing, man? Before we get to Scooter,
Man, I'm doing good. Doing good. We we had to do a Metro cook today, and for the guys up at HLSR, and we donated our time today, and we had to cook 88 pork butts and 175 slabs of ribs.
88 butts and 175 slabs. Damn. All on the drum. On the rotisserie. All right. And the last of the top 5s in the house is Paul Whitaker from Scooters Barbecue. What up, Paul? How are you? Can you hear me? Uh-oh.
Paul's such a techie person.
Yeah, he's great, right?
Paul he's frozen again. We're just gonna leave him there right there.
This is our fearless computer wizard.
There he is. Can you hear us, Paul?
Is that a copy machine?
Thanks, Phil.
There he is.
Hey, who the hell is this Jeremy McMinn guy?
I don't know him.
He's the one that's been whooping your ass the last 2 weeks.
Oh shit!
He is. All right, fellas. So how are we feeling, man? We got 2 weeks, but 3 contests. I think, Jeremy, how many more contests do you have before the season ends on your schedule?
Well, if this weekend goes good, we'll do the one after Thanksgiving too in Buffalo.
Are you doing the double in Lake Jackson
Yeah, we'll be there.
for both contests?
Yes, sir. I mean,
Phil?
if you're there, you have to do both.
100%. And the first day is $25 entry fee.
Yeah,
and then
can't beat that.
Not at all. Phil, how about you, Bubba? What do you got coming up? So we all know what's coming up for all of us real quick.
Man, I've got 5 contests left this year. We've got Traders Village. I'll leave there and go to Lake Jackson for day 2. What is it? The next week is Buffalo. Is that right?
Yep.
Then I do Chupacabra and then Uvalde, and I get a couple weeks off.
All right. So for the CBA season, you've got 3 contests left.
And I guess when's the season end?
It ends at the end of the month. End of the
End
month.
of this month.
Y'all
End
know
of this
better than
month.
me.
And how about Robert? What you got going on? Pierre Part is postponed for the moment. So
Yep.
you'll be in Lake Jackson both days?
Yep. So
And-
we'll pull out of here on Friday, probably around lunchtime, and then head down to Lake Jackson. We'll do the double down in Lake Jackson. The great thing about it is that I wasn't scheduled to be in at Lake Jackson. I was going to Pierre Park, but they had 2 teams that backed out on day 1 at Lake Jackson, so I was able to get in. Thank God.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they were closing it. They were tight. And Scooter, what's left on your schedule, sir?
I really don't even want to tell you.
Yeah,
Come
I'll be
on,
on the
Scooter.
show. I'm not going to talk about
on.
it. But I'll come on the show.
Scooter got a real job. Scooter got a real job.
How about I tell you, I'll be in Lake Jackson both days, and depending on how those go, Buffalo.
Okay, it doesn't really matter how any of it goes for me. My counterpart at work, who never takes off work, had an emergency and is going to be out of town this weekend. So I have to work this weekend.
Oh, you're not cooking?
I'm not cooking this weekend at all. I have to work.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Maybe that's how I got in.
That's
Man,
probably
that's
why
the
you
best
got in.
news
'Cause I
ever.
did call the promoter at Lake Jackson and tell him that I wasn't going to be able to cook, and he said, I understand. Well, actually, I thought when I first heard about this, I thought I was going to be able to. Well, I was going to have to work until like 3:00 on Friday, and I said, man, I can't make it all the way down there. So I was going to go to do what Phil's going to do and go to San Antonio, cook Traders Village on Saturday, and then move down to Lake Jackson on Sunday. But it's not going to happen.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I honestly am. I want everybody to.
Yeah, I mean,
cook.
I don't ever want to beat anybody because of their bad luck, but unfortunately, it's just bad timing for me.
Roddy brings up a good question. You're too
Still got time to
sober.
quit.
Where's Whiskey Paul at?
Brother, I've been at the field office since 3:00 this afternoon. How can you say I'm sober?
Well, you better pull up a whiskey for us so we can talk a little more.
Well, I'd have to leave for a minute. I've got a whiskey. Trust me, if I want to go get it.
You
All
know,
right.
the only bad thing about it is that Paul's not cooking this weekend, but Paul does have control of everything we do.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, any of you guys, y'all scores will be at least cut in half.
Don't even start that, Robert Smith. That is not what we're about. Hey, but speaking of this Champions Barbecue Alliance, this is year 2. This is the second full season for the Champions Barbecue Alliance. I feel like lots of teams have come over to cook CBA, and it's really, this feels like it is. It doesn't feel like it. It is 100% legit, a full-blown points chase coming down to the wire. Top 5, like I mentioned, we're separated, all of us right here, within 314 points, meaning a grand champion for any of us could catapult us to the top. So I think that's I know Phil and Scooter they need a grand champion because they can't knock anything else off. I have a fourth to drop. I think Robert, you have a fourth to drop. Jeremy, I think you're in the same boat with a fourth to drop or something like that.
I have a fourth and a third.
You have a fourth and a third. So Jeremy's sitting pretty good right
Actually,
now.
I have a fourth, a third, and a reserve. So
okay, well, we have some reserves to drop. I mean, the grands is what we're after, obviously. But what do y'all think about?
Definitely.
What do y'all think about the level of competition in year 2 for Champions Barbecue Alliance? This is the second full season. You know, we started in February of 21. People were kind of figuring things out. You know, everybody was coming over. It was a different points chase last year. Take nothing against last year. It was great. But this year, Robert, you talk first about the level of competition, the teams that are coming over, and kind of what you're experiencing in year 2.
Hey, you know, what I did was I actually broke it down a little bit earlier, and I was just kind of checking it out and just kind of looking and seeing, you know, and I broke it down in the top 10 because I really feel like there's a lot of teams in the top 10. We're looking at the top 5. Now, the top 5 could probably, you know, do some moving around, but I really feel like there's a lot of guys in the top 10 that are going to do some shuffling around because, I mean, you got, of course, Paul, he's hitting at number 1 right now, and he's sitting on 20 comps. Phil right now, he's sitting number 2. He's sitting on 20 competitions. Rob, of course, you know, you're sitting on 26. You've done some cooking this year, brother.
This is the first year I really went all in on this thing.
You know, you went kind of head over heels. Now, Jeremy's only done 14 competitions this year,
which is amazing. So he's hitting.
Right.
He's really right now, I would say right now, and us in the top 5. Now, let me go down to me. I'm sitting 5th. I've got 25 competitions in. But, you know, Jeremy with 14 competitions, you know, he could really make a jump right now if you know, all he's got to do is, you know, probably hit right there in the top 3 in these last 3 competitions, and Jeremy could really, really make a shuffle in this thing. And he's already jumped me. So, you know, it's I love you to death, brother, but yeah, I didn't want to.
I don't think he's all that great. To be honest with you. I mean, I'm
Terrible guy.
getting to where I really don't like the guy.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and go on. Let me go ahead and finish this out a little bit, guys, because I'm gonna tell you, Uncle Victor down. You know, he's got 18 comps. You know, he could really, you know, if I bomb the last, you know, if you know, heaven forbid, you know, he could go ahead and jump on up there. Natural Born Grillers, Sergio, he's got 22 comps. He's sitting in 7th. And heavy smokes, Derek, you know, he's sitting on 18 competitions right now. I mean, so you could really Texas Sweet Heat, Renee, he's sitting 9th with 29 comps. Man, he's been cooking his butt off.
He has been cooking. That's Reyes.
Here's something that I want. Since you're pointing out these stats,
one sec. So
more.
We got 10th, which is Reggie Q, which is Vincent. Vincent's been getting it on, and he's sitting at he's got 28 competitions this year.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So, you know, okay, those 28s and everything, but heavy old Derek. I mean, if Derek comes in, and I know they've got how many competitions they got down there in the valley this weekend?
There are two this weekend.
There's 2 this weekend.
Yeah, and I think 2 next weekend possibly.
And then 2 next weekend possibly, you know. So we've got some guys that right now that you know, that probably won't come up and cook with us, but we'll definitely go to where Phil's going to go to over there to the Traders Village. And Traders Village always has usually somewhere around 90. I GC'd it last year, which kind of sealed me in last year for the win. But
I remember that. Yeah, they're sitting at 90 right now.
Right.
Yeah, so they're
They got
sitting
a
at
bunch.
90. So that's 90 freebie points that are going to be sitting up there where we're capped off at 40 on each day. So there's a lot of guys that we're sitting here worried about the top 5, but I would say that there's some guys in the top 10 that could really put a spin on things.
Yeah, no, we're not just worried about the top 5. They just all can fit on the screen right here. But yeah, so 10th place is 4271. So they're within 800 points. And that really says a lot for teams like Heavies and Jeremy with Love.
Yes.
Just only doing 15, which sounds, I mean, to me, when I wasn't cooking as often, 15
No,
didn't sound like
Heavy's
a
got
lot.
18 comps this year. That's
Right.
I mean, Heavy and I mean Jeremy, you're a bad son of a bitch.
That's what I'm talking about. He's a bad mofo right now.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, you're sitting number 4 with 14 comps this year. So, brother, I mean, do one of those little pats on your back and say,
I'll clap for you. Paul may not, but I will. I mean,
I'll clap. Hey, I appreciate anybody. I mean, that guy's kicked my ass 3 times in a row. I've cooked against him.
and the biggest deal about it is, what I would consider is Phil. Phil's been chasing points in
multiple
organizations. Lone Star. I mean, you've been killing it.
I ain't been chasing points. I've been accumulating points.
See there?
He's chasing points now.
Phil acts like he didn't know that it ended on the next weekend. And he's like, yeah, I'm doing the other ones too. I'm like, when's it end? I'm like, whatever. We're not buying it, Phil. We're not buying it, Bubba. Chris Davis says, Phil Breeden wins the best outfit. Don't mess with the dude.
Yeah. Hey, but Phil definitely knew when to swap over and start coming back home.
He's like, yeah, he's not cooking. He ain't cooking a Lone Star this weekend. He knows where to be.
Not at all.
Let's go, Brandon.
We ain't buying it, Phil. Phil, what about you? Hey, and Rochelle makes a great point. It's like, dang, Robert Smith did his homework. You know what's going on with everybody right now. So Phil, you've done multiple organizations. We just mentioned Lone Star. You did a KCBS run last year. You did very well. What do you think about year 2 in the CBA? How do you think it's shaping up, man?
Man, I mean, I love cooking CBA right now, probably more than anything else. I don't know. It just seems to like my barbecue, so I'm attracted to things that like my barbecue. But I had no intentions of point chasing this year in any organization. I did cook a lot of Lone Star and CBA, and I did well in both. So it ends up, they both have point chases, and I'm kind of high up in both of them. So, yeah, having a CBA team of the year, I'd like to win. I'd like to win team of the year.
Yeah, I think it's
when you're kind of sitting that close, just having a few contests to finish it out, and my response is going to be way more boring than maybe Robert's. But man, we're going to have 3 more cook-offs, and whoever gets hot, whoever goes and shows up, whoever, whatever is the way it's going to shake out. So we can do all the math and we can figure all that stuff, but it kind of really don't matter until we go cook and then go to awards and they tell us what happens. And that's just how it's the way it's going to shake out. So I don't sweat it a whole lot. It's going to come and go. We'll see what happens. It's fun. I mean, yeah, it's fun.
How about you, Jeremy? What do you think? This is you've said you've cooked for a little bit, but is this your first points chase that you've been involved in?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, when we started this year, it was just cook and have fun, and then they did the Texas 6-pack, and I was like, hey, that would be fun to do. That's something different. And most of them were kind of local to where we are. We're in Conroe, so that worked out. And then we squeezed out a second place overall in that one. So then it was like, hey, let's just get top 10 with as few cooks as possible. And then somehow we squeaked into
no. Hold
so.
on, Tony. Yeah, stop. You've done that. If you cook more, you're not going to be top 10. You're going to dilute your goal, bro.
You had 3 more.
Now it's impressive.
Well, you start with a goal and then you just go with whatever happens.
This man's going through life changes and still whooping our ass sitting here. And honestly, about a month ago right now, you're probably sitting in 12th, 13th, 14th. And the last month, you've catapulted into the top 5 right now. You're sitting here in 4th place as we speak. You're only like 140 points away from first places, which is amazing with 14 contests. So it's pretty awesome to witness, man, because I saw you. So we got to hang out at Colleen not that long ago. I've seen you all the time at Tom Ball. I wasn't there this weekend, but you GC'd this past weekend. You beat Scooter.
It's Jeremy. It's very, very impressive. And when you say 17 contests, it just doesn't really have the same ring to it. 14 contests sounds real good.
Yeah.
Now.
Right. I mean, 14
and it
makes you sound like a badass.
It's been a lot of learning, which has been really cool. And I would say I never could like fathom like the guys that go and cook every weekend, you know. I'm like, it's just like mind-boggling to me. But even like the last 4 weeks that we've cooked, you pick up little things so quickly whenever you're going back to back that it helps to be able to build on top of that. So it's very interesting how that works.
I've said that many times on the show. I would do this show, host this show, and talk to Phil and Robert and people that cook week in, week out. I was like, man, how do you guys do it? Because I'm like exhausted. And then Wednesday comes back around and they're prepping for the next weekend and getting ready. And that we just listening to it was just hurting me, like making me tired. And being in it now, doing it, you do get into your groove. You get into a routine, and it does definitely help your cook when you're very consistent, or you're doing it back to back to back, right? You're not forgetting the little steps where you might have if you were only doing once every 3 weeks. So it definitely does help. So if guys you want to improve, I mean, cook more. I mean, it does help 100%.
Well, that's just like what me and Phil were talking about last weekend. We went down and cooked in where we cooked, Phil? What's the name of that?
Somerset.
Yeah, we went down and cooked in Somerset, and we were turning in brisket, and we were walking away from brisket, and he looked at me, and he was like at 280 something, you know, somewhere around there. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. I was like 280 what? Okay, cook-offs. Yeah. How many we've done? I didn't remember. I'm listening to the story like, what's he going to say? Shit, I don't remember what he's talking about. Everybody tells stories about me, man. I'm listening intently, and then like 6 minutes into it, I'm like, holy shit, they're telling a story about me. And I perk up a little more because I don't remember. But
Chris Schaefer says only dummies cook every weekend.
Yeah, Chris.
Well,
That's a big dummy. That's a big dummy right there.
The biggest thing is I mean, we're sitting here looking at it and everything, and me and Phil were just walking away from it. And, where he's somewhere around 280 something, and I'm somewhere around 280 something. I mean, and that's 200.
Over how many years?
Man, we were having that conversation, and I asked Robert. We were walking back after a turn in. I said, "Man, Robert, how many years you been going at it like this?" For me, I started in 2018 cooking 50 a year, did 50 and 18, 50 and 19. COVID, I did 54 last year, and I hadn't added them up this year, but I'm sure it's 50. It's always kind of right around the 50 mark. And Robert cooks every weekend. I can't, I can remember a handful of weekends in the past 4 years that Robert wasn't cooking. And what'd you say, Robert? You started running in like maybe 13 or 14?
Yeah,
or
I started running
15 or 16.
Yeah, so I started in 2015, and when I started in 2015, I was running probably 15 to 20 comps a year, and I think somewhere now, if I had to put a number on it now, I'm probably somewhere around 200, 200 and something in a row.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I mean, I'm 4 years in a row, and man, I've made maybe 1 or 2 weekends I've taken off where there literally wasn't a cook-off in the country I could go to.
That's it. It was one of those deals where I've been just going, and I left this part of the country, and I missed 4 comps in the month of July whenever I went up north and just hit all KCBS's. And like I said, I missed all 4 of those and went up and cooked KCBS. So, but I was still cooking competition. So, my numbers right now, I'm just 25 CBAs. So, you got to figure it's stupid. It's just ridiculous.
Guys, if you have any questions for myself, Jeremy, Phil, Robert, or Paul, hit them in the comments. You got a lot of knowledge right here, sitting here right now, and just in experiencing this points chase. Shout out to, let's give a little love to the top 20 that are sitting here. Uppercut Smokers, Cast Iron Cookers in 19th, On Point Barbecue at 18th, coming in hot, Daniel Ramirez in 17th, Aaron Leslie, Texas Oil Dust in 16th, Amp Cookers, Michelle Castillo. Congratulations. They just got married last weekend at a cook-off in Tomball, which Jeremy and Scooter were at. Congratulations, guys.
Congrats, guys.
I got to go to the reception. That was awesome. How about AJ Garza sitting in first place brisket? He's also sitting in 14th overall with God's Country out of Hondo. SPG's Deep South Barbecue sitting in 13th. Team Bufa in 12th. Lonely Boys in 11th. Lonely Bones, in 11th. These guys are all in the valley right here. In 10th place, here we go. Reggie Q, Vincent Regino sitting. Him and his wife Joyce are killing it. Sitting in 10th place. Reyes is sitting in 9th place with Texas Sweet Heat Barbecue. Derek is in the comments right here somewhere. I just highlighted one of his. He's sitting in 8th place with Heavy's Barbecue, also out of Hondo. We got Natural Born Grillers in 7th place. Uncle Vic's Barbecue. Victor is in the comments right here in 6th place, and right on the tails of Robert Smith. Everybody's right on their tails right here. This is tight right here. We've got First Class Barbecue, Robert in 4th place. Jeremy McMinn with Love Barbecue. I'm sitting in 3rd currently. We got LC Barbecue in 10th, and Scooters is hanging on, but he's not cooking this weekend. It really does hurt my heart a little bit to know you're not going to be in there in Lake Jackson. I really expected you to be there. I thought, which it is, Lake Jackson, and I think someone made a comment. Here it is right here, Derek. He's one. Lake Jackson's going to be a battle. It is. We've got, I think 7 out of the top 10 are scheduled to be there. So it's going to be awesome on Saturday and Sunday, especially on Sunday. But man, that list of teams that we just mentioned, they're all doing it, man. This is fun. I love being a part of this. I didn't expect to be in a points chase. You kind of sit there. Scooter, how do you find yourself in a points chase, my man? Is this
because he won the first 10 contests of the year?
Exactly.
God, man. I mean, it goes back to back 100-team cook-offs. Really?
He's been in the lead.
He's been in the lead for a long time that way.
Yeah, he's been in the lead a long time ago.
There's only 1 week I haven't been in the lead, and that friggin' Phil Breeden got around me 1 week.
Yeah, I had to bring my ass over to Alabama and leave the door open for you. Yeah,
I sure do appreciate that. Right. But hey, I want to point out something. We were talking about the top 10 and how
I ain't disappointed you got to work this weekend, Paul. Either.
Number 11 and number 12, Lonely Bones and Team Bufa. If you look, those two guys are there with 10 cooks.
Yep,
really.
They've only cooked 10 cooks, and they could easily jump up there also.
Yep.
So,
Oh yeah.
That says a lot, guys. You don't have to cook 20 and 30 and whatnot. Jeremy, you're sitting at 14. You just mentioned 11 and 10 cook-offs. You can still find yourself up here. It does. Paul, why don't you explain how our points system works?
Well, our point system works with only your top 10 cook-offs actually count. Team Bufa, what's the guy's name? Ruben Ramirez or something, I think. Anyway, he called me the other day. He called me and said, "Hey, how does this work?" I said, "Well," he said, "I've only got 10 cook-offs. I'm in 12th place overall." I said, "What?" I've got 20 cook-offs. Yeah. But anyway, so I was telling him, so you cook another cook-off and you're better than your 10th place cook-off, you're going to move up. So basically you score points based on where you finish first through whatever. Everybody that cooks a cook-off scores points, but your top 10 point cook-offs are all that count. So
let me pull Robert down while he goes on there. So your top 10, you get 500 for first place, and then 9th.
$450
plus the team count, right?
Yeah, plus the team count up to 75 teams. you get point for team, and then from 76 to 125, you only get half a point each for those.
Chris Schaefer asked the question: how many Team of the Year points will I get if he DALs in Uvalde?
You'll get 125 points.
There you go. Just by showing up.
That'll make you on the list.
Just for showing up.
Just for showing up, you get points, man.
Yep, that is correct.
Yeah, there he is. Robert's back. Let me upload a couple files real quick. But Paul, so you did hit up like the very beginning. You hit Uvalde, and what was the other one? Chupacabra. Which did you max out on points for those days?
Oh no, I mean, I didn't max out on.
We got a bunch of them.
I maxed out on Uvalde, but the other one, no, I didn't. Chupacabra, right. You have to have 125 teams to max out.
And Chupacabra was like 106 or 110 or something like that.
So no, I didn't max out on either one of them. No.
That's but that does help, right? So you get your 500 points for GC, and then there were 125 teams. How many points would you get for that?
Well, you get 75 points for the first 75 teams, and you get
half a point for it. Okay, so
I'm just going to take a stab at it, Paul.
100.
I would say before the year started at Chupacabra, you probably didn't think, hey, I'm going to try to be Team of the Year in CBA next year. I'm just guessing.
That was the furthest thing from my mind.
But then you go and GC Chupacabra, then you go GC Uvalde, and at some point on a random Tuesday, you're looking at it and going, man, I've got a 3,000 point lead, and we got. So you keep looking and you keep winning, and you're like, so that's how you get involved in a Team of the Year race. Like Paul didn't plan on that. He didn't go, I'm gonna go. And Jeremy the same way. His goal.
Same here. Yep.
He's looking at the deal, going, man, holy shit, I can be in the top 10. Well, but Cruz past that, man. I'm going to see how far up I can get in this top 10 gig with 3 cook-offs left. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
No doubt.
In the same way with like Derek and Heavies and Victor and man, these guys right behind Reggie Q, all these guys, man, all of them are great cooks. And man, you go peel off 3 wins in these last 3 wins, and you see 3 in a row, kind of like Janky Leg did in KCBS. He was sitting like 13th with 3 cook-off, like with 2 weekends left, and he GC'd a double, and then GC'd in Tennessee, I think, and then went and GC'd a double up in Missouri. Ended up 5th overall for Team of the Year. So, man, those things happen. It's no different than like Major League Baseball, man. You go into the playoffs, that team that's hot. The Phillies were really hot, man. Shit, the Astros barely slowed them down, but I mean they did, right? The Astros.
Yeah, they did.
World champs, baby.
So let me to answer Phil's question. You're thinking after you win 2 cook-offs in a row. I really wasn't thinking about CBA points chase, man. I thought I'm going to the Jack, dude. That was my whole goal. The very next cook-off I cook is the Lone Star Cooker of the Year.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Oh yeah, you remember that one? Remember that one? Where I got an RGC. Yeah, I can't remember that asshole that got $1,000, but and I go on to RGC 8 qualifying events during the Jack year, and not one more grand. So it was I was and I kept telling people, man, I can't get over this bridesmaid deal, and.
I'd like to see more of this. Jennifer Hacker comments, we need some girls on that list. Absolutely. Carissa Smith, what do you say? Shut Up and Smoke 23. And she says, oh, yeah, we're coming for them again.
Hey, well, remember Michelle in IBCA, right? Wasn't she in the top 10?
Michelle was in the top 10. Jackie,
and what Liz was too, maybe?
Jackie Milligan is also done well. So
how is does anybody know how Jackie's feeling? I know she got ill last week.
I didn't hear that. I don't know.
I
do not know.
Jackie, I hope you're feeling better.
Carl, hold my beer.
Jackie,
Bell says, hold my beer. She's coming after us from the Tomball VFW. Carlos Calzada, he made a comment. What I like about CBA is they do the 4 meets in the top 10 also. So, Jeremy, prior to this doing your bunch of CBAs, what were your thoughts on pork, or did you even know anything about pork at that point?
I knew zero about pork. Just what I saw on Barbecue Pitmasters and whatever y'all would post. That's kind of what I went off of.
Quit posting shit.
Yeah, I know, for real.
So how'd you do your learning?
That was directed at me. Crap.
How did you do your learning? Just from doing them, just by doing contests, or did you?
Honestly, I did a lot of my learning from YouTube.
Yep.
From stalking all of y'all's YouTube pages or Facebook, anything y'all would post, all of y'all. And then I joined the
I love it.
Bill from Chicken Fried Barbecue. He posted something about the barbecue league, and I joined that, and that taught me a lot, mainly technique, because I cook on drums and stuff too. So I learned not so much recipes, but technique, which is what helped me tremendously this year, I think.
Yeah, if you guys are on drums, Barbecue League is something that's a great tool out there, and it's $100, I think, for the whole year.
Yeah,
Chris Schaefer in the comments, he's got a great brisket out there, a KCBS style, but it translates, right? I mean, it's all brisket. So, but he's got a great brisket out there on the Barbecue League. I always say on the show,
Chris has some great rubs.
He does. He's got the. I actually got Chris. I got the black.
Black label.
Yep.
White label.
He's got white and black, and they only had black at the time where I went at the barbecue store. Maybe I guess the white was out, but I'd get the black label. But so I was talking about the Barbecue League and just learning, right? Just shut up and listen. You've heard me say that on this show all the time. If you want to learn something, go out and hang out at a contest. And, like we're talking here, we're talking like that at somebody's camp, and we're sharing stories and sharing, just techniques that you can just pick up on and just listen. And of course, Chris, Jeremy, you said you went to YouTube and you can learn a lot on that as well. So there are ways to pick up things and learn for sure. And what Shell's like.
And I agree with that too. Just even conversations at cook-offs, just like you said, listening to people, just shut your mouth and open your ears, and you can just pick up a lot of stuff.
I am not sponsored by the Barbecue League, but Barbecue League best 100.
That only happens after, about 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
People are talking about pork. Josh Hale, Sure Shot Barbecue, killing it as well. He hit 3rd place overall in Camp Hope. Pork is the best thing since sliced bread. How do y'all feel about so CBA has an option for promoters to just do the 3 meats, or they can do the 4 meats. I'm hoping that a lot of them continue to do the 4 meats. Phil, what are your thoughts on that, man? 3 meat, 4 meat, doesn't matter, or what would you like to see?
Man, I love having pork. I think we'll see a lot less pork. You give them an easy way out for a promoter. That's probably the wrong terminology, but man, let's face it, 4 meats are harder than 3. You got to get more judges for the pork. So you got to have the ones that fall in love with it. And I think we'll see a decrease. Man, I sell pork injections. Well, if you don't cook pork, you don't need pork injections. So
this is true.
I really like having pork. I wish we had other meats. I would develop more shit for those. So,
guys, this is a barbecue show and it's Texas centric. Guys, what would y'all like to see? Y'all like the pork? Do y'all want to see more pork contests than pork? I know how you guys feel. I'm asking these guys in the chat. I want to hear what they want to see.
I'm going to go ahead and jump out here and, maybe cut my throat. But I really feel like that CBA was built on 4 meats, and I really don't want to see that option. Like I said, I'm cutting my own throat. There might be some people out here that kind of shame on me a little bit, but I feel like that CBA made us that was that difference in what we do in a competition, and I really don't want to see. I would really hate to see that go, because number one, we as competitors, we want to see at the end of the day, how we do, and that 4th meat really separates. I would say separates the men from the boys. And it just, I I would really hate to see CBA, deviate from that. And because number one, that was our roots when we dropped it here in Texas. We were going with 4 meats, and that's what separated us from the other sanctioning bodies. And like I said, it's I really don't. I would really hate to see that leave. And if it does, I would hope that if you go to a 3-meat competition, that you're not going to get the same points, that you're going to get deducted down or something like that, because at the end of the day, these guys that are cooking 4 meats, you're cooking 4 meats. If you're cooking 3 meats, you're cooking 3 meats. What is that? If you guys got like 3 meats, you'll be just another sanctioning body. Oh, yeah.
Robert did a good job of explaining all that. I feel the same way Robert does on that. I would have, you make pork optional. I hope Roddy's right. I saw his comment where the majority of the events are keeping the pork. Yep. And if we're north of 70 or 80% of the events keep pork, I wouldn't feel like we fell over. But if it turns into where 75% of them drop the pork, it's kind of like, man, back in the day when IBCA did the same thing, when pork was optional, and I cooked a ton of IBCA, man, there was 6 or 10 events a year out of 200 that had pork. It was very rare. A lot of them were up in the Panhandle, and just like, pork wasn't popular. There was only a few events that did it. So I hope it don't go to that personally. I agree with everything Robert said, that, CBA was built on that, man. It was great having 4 meats as an option. It paralleled what KCBS did. It prepared teams for their American Royal. Texas teams did really well up there this year. So there's a lot of good things, and hopefully it's just used as, hey, maybe not every event is a 4-meat event, those random ones or whatever, and most stick to the pork. That's what I'm hopeful for.
I'm encouraged by what I'm seeing right here by the chat. A lot of the cooks that are watching right here, and I know we have some event promoters that are watching this show. They tell me all the time. So if you guys are watching, hey, there is a big push from the cooks that they love cooking pork, and it does. You mentioned a lot of the reasons why. It gives you that extra opportunity to improve your score, or to a 3-meat contest. If you tank one of them, you're out. With a 4-meat, you have an opportunity to still make up with another. You can
absorb
it a little bit. You can absorb it just a little bit.
And and I hear a lot of times that there's a lot of teams out there that says that it waters down the money. Well, it doesn't really. This is just my opinion. It doesn't really water down the money. What it does is it spreads the money out.
The money's the same, right? If there's a $5,000 payout, 3 meats, 4 meats, it's still $5,000. However, yes,
it's still going to pay out the same amount of money. Everybody's, but well, guess what? I would enjoy my, going into a contest. I would still look at getting, because we're calling out the top 10. Well, guess what? Now we're calling out top 40, not top 30. So you're still, now you got, at the end of the day, you can make top 10 here, you can make top 10 here, top 10 here, top 10 here. And you still got a whole lot more, you got a lot better chances of getting a check than, it's common sense. And
Robert, it's common sense.
Huey asks, how will the turn-in times be when there's no pork at a contest? And Roddy has answered 12, 1, and 2. So you can we're going to do the still 1 hour turn-ins. 12, 1, and 2 will be the time. But I am encouraged by a lot of people commenting they'd like to see pork. So I hope that promoters are watching and know that the cooks do like cooking pork. It does help us prepare for other stepping stones or events down the road that you'll need to cook pork if you want to go outside of Texas. So I do like the fact that it is an option. It does help a promoter if they can only do the 3 meats. But hey, promoters, if you're watching or listening, let's go. Let's do the 4. Keep the 4. Keep the pork.
Jeremy, what do you
Keep
feel
it.
about your Jeremy? You've been cooking for how many years?
I've been cooking for like 8 years, but probably serious for about 3.
3 years. So how do you
Yeah.
feel about pork?
Man, I love it. It gives you a chance to be creative with something different. And I say that I haven't hit a first place pork yet. Like that's my nemesis still. A lot of middle of the road pork, but it's just fun. It's different, and it gives you a chance to just really. I mean, maybe not so much for y'all because y'all do it all the time, but you know, being newer to me, it's a chance to think outside the box and try to get, you know, creative with your turn-ins and stuff like that. Brisket is pretty straightforward. You got slices, you know, chicken, it's a half a bird, you know, your ribs, you're throwing them in the box. You know, you want them to look pretty, but the pork, there's just with the different muscles and everything, you have the opportunity to get creative and play with that.
Exactly. And man, that's good because I mean, like I said, you know, for us and you know, Rob and Phil and you know, and of course the guys in the higher up, you know, that we don't get to see much of that, you know, I really hope that they're watching because, you know, I just feel like that, you know, for us in CBA, it's kind of what separates us, and I keep repeating it. It separates us from any other sanctioning body that you know. It's all about it. It's about pork. You know, we do this, and it gets to show you. You can show your kind of your chefy side of it, and pull those different meats, and you know, and cut it a different way, and everything like that. It's I really hope that we don't go away from pork, you know, and it just, and you know, I would hate to see it.
Well, promoters are watching. There's a big push right now. A lot of the cooks are out there watching. I don't see anybody that's really promoting keep it 3. You know, there are organizations that are doing that right now, so you can go do that. But I understand if a promoter wants to do that for whatever reason that they have to do that, there's an option for it if you want to continue to be a CBA, and you will still get your points. Paul, why don't you explain that real quick, how that will affect the points chase?
Man, I really don't want to make Robert mad right now because he just said, you know, if you only cook. At the end of the day, your overall points are your overall points. If you win the cook off, it doesn't matter if you cook three meats or 4 meats. You beat everybody there, and you're gonna have the same number of teams. Everybody you're competing against only cooked 3 meats also, and so that was our thinking on that.
Man, I think I would agree with Paul on how y'all went with that. And Robert, man, I know the point you're going to. Man, we've had this conversation on a different show. I don't remember when, that it's easier to win a 3 meat than a 4 meat or vice versa. But, man, I don't think it's any easier to win a 3 meat contest than it is a 4. So, to Paul, what?
Oh no, I was reading Roddy Trevino's comment over here. Drag Paul down the street. What the hell, Roddy?
So
it's time to go to bed.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
All right. So I really feel totally different on that aspect. You know, if you're gonna go in there and if you're gonna go in there and place us with 3 meats or versus 4 meats, you know, I just really feel like that's a different ball game. You know, if you go on, hell, if you just go play baseball, if you're going to win 3 games, you're going to win 4 games.
What
if you win a 3-game series or a 4-game series? You know, that's
still you got to cook. You have to cook that 1 extra meat, don't you?
That's a good, actually, you know, you lose the first game, right? You don't get a,
Okay, so to Robert's point, think of it this way. Like in KCBS, they always have 4 meats. There's never a 3 meat in KCBS.
You're right.
So I imagine KCBS would be in a big uproar if pork was optional and teams started going to ones that didn't have pork, right? Or
That's correct.
you take it to even more extreme. What Robert's saying is man, you got all these teams cooking pork in 4 categories in team of the year, and then somebody goes over here and cooks a bunch of 3 meat. Well, maybe that's perceived easier or whatever. But what if you start including less 2 meats, 1 meats? KCBS has 1 meat challenges. So what if they included the 1 meat rib into the team of the year, which they do in the individual categories? So in the rib team of the year, man, those 1 meat rib challenges count, but obviously
they're going to get dominated.
So where's the cutoff? So I think Robert's point is, man, you're kind of lumping everything into the same pool, and it ain't the same. Maybe.
Come on. I thought you was on my side, Phil. Come on.
Man, I'm just trying to drag out Rob's show. He's probably at 227,000 viewers. So
we're doing well. We're doing well.
Shout out to that's all.
Shout out to Peter. He's watching. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know what category you did, but you did well at the World Food Championships. Maybe Robert does, but he was out there killing it. Robert was at the World Food Championships. Speaking of, y'all got a second? I know y'all have a second. We're gonna continue this show. We're gonna do the bull printing wraps and graphics wrap up recap. If you guys need to get a drink, or if you guys need to go to the restroom, now is the time. We will come back with you guys here in about 4 minutes or so. If y'all want to stick around and congratulate these guys that have done well this past weekend, y'all are welcome to do that too. But I'm going to continue on real quick and go in the Champions Barbecue Alliance at the World Food Championships for the CBA. The grand champion that was Anna and Scotty Bryce from East Texas Smokers. The RGC was Hondo Hernandez from Show Off Barbecue. I know he had Carlo Casanova and our boy Salty in the house. David Gonzalez was there. So they killed it over at the World Food Championships. Over at Camp Hope Barbecue, where I was grand champion, second grand champion, but this was his first big one. Carlos Calzada from Smokin' Los Barbecue. He is in the top 5 in a couple of categories, I believe. RGC was a first-timer. Justin Unruh from Big Thursdays, number 1, down in Harlingen at the Harlingen's Bravest Cook-Off. Grand champion was Santiago Bernal from SPG's Deep South Barbecue. We mentioned his name earlier. RGC, who's killing it. Vincent Regino from Reggie Q. I'm getting some feedback over here. And over at the I Do Barbecue, where these two boys, Jeremy McMinn was the GC from Love Barbecue, and the RGC was Paul Whitaker from Scooters Barbecue. Congratulations, boys. Great showing over there at the I Do Barbecue. Congratulations to Adam and Michelle Martinez. Now, Michelle Martinez. Now, that's awesome. Congratulations. I was there as well for the reception. I left the Camp Hope Barbecue and hauled butt over to the I Do Barbecue at the Tom Ball VFW drink. All right. And over in the Kansas City Barbecue Society, they had the KCBS World Invitational. And I do want to ask you guys about world. That word world means a lot. The grand champion was Smokin' Sweet Meats. RGC was Robert Vanderline from Smoke Me Silly. And IBCA, the 2022 Galveston County Veterans Day grand champion, John Specion from Real Slow Cookers. RGC, Ted Skinner, Mad Scientist Social Club. And the Cooking for Courage grand champion was Caleb Warden from Kickin' Cajun Smokehouse. The RGC, Jason Sagmiller from Race Crew Drum Smokers. Texas Paralyzed Veterans Cook-Off grand champion Jamie Roby from Texas Smoke. RGC was Ed Foster from Nine Finger Q. And in Phil's neck of the woods, the Great Bandera Cook-Off in the Hills, the grand champion was Dwayne Garber from Breggy Bomb Foods. And the RGC was Blake Schindel from J Bar J Texas Pit Barbecue. And over in the Outlaw part, a lot of cook-offs going on right now. 7th annual Rib Roast grand champion Francisco Castillo. RGC was Cody Malin. And I hope Cody's doing well. I know he's had some health issues. I hope you're doing well. Obviously, he's cooking, so that's a good sign. And the Fat Farm first annual Memorial Cook-Off grand champion was Chuck Falder. RGC was Clint Collier. And Lone Star did not have their events posted, so I can't speak on that one.
That one, Greg Phillips won that one.
Greg Phillips won that one. Thank you, Scooter.
Yeah.
There he is. All right, and the upcoming event segment sponsored by the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads in Uvalde, Texas. That's coming up in about 3 weeks, December 9th and 10th in Uvalde, Texas. again, if you guys are listening to me, make plans to attend that one. That's going to be a big one. They have great facilities. Scooter won it last year right there. You going to go back to back, Paul?
I'm going to go back to back. First
Oh.
of all, I want to go back to back to back at Chupacabra, and then go back to back at Uvalde.
Ooh, calling a shot. Back to back to back. That's a good question, Roddy. I'll ask him about that one.
Hey,
Okay.
Jeremy, can Jeremy McMinn stay home those 2 weekends is all I'm asking.
I will be staying home those 2 weekends.
Oh,
right.
wow. So I've got a chance.
Lots going on in the Champions Barbecue Alliance as we are coming to a close in the points chase season for 2022. But this weekend in San Antonio, the barbecue showdown at Traders Village is going down. I'm sorry. This one got postponed, so I'm not going to even mention it. Down in Mission, Texas, the Texas Citrus Festival, and in McAllen, the Kickin' Axes Tailgate and Barbecue Cook-Off. And then, of course, in Lake Jackson, we got the day 1, day 2 double header cooking for scholarships. It's going to be in Lake Jackson, Texas. That is where I will be. So if you are out there, come say hello. You can find me at the Bullhorn Trailer. And over in the IBCA, they got their big one, the Hill Country Barbecue Cook-Off in Lockhart, Texas. That's going on this weekend for the IBCA. Only one going on. I think they're all the teams are going over there, whoever cooks IBCA. And Kansas City Barbecue Society and the Atlanta Barbecue Store Classic in Cumming, Georgia. That's our boy that does another show on Monday. So go support that if you guys are out in Georgia or East Coast. Up in Lone Star, nothing this weekend, but the Outlaw Barbecue Association, the 15th biannual barbecue throwdown in Marksville, Louisiana. And then the VFW Post 10-3-76 Outlaw Barbecue Cook-Off in Marble Falls, Texas. Man, that's a lot, guys. That's a lot of cook-offs, a lot of results. And they say competition barbecue is dying. I do not believe that. What do you guys say?
I say we're getting lower turnout because we're getting so many more cook-offs. We're now up to 5 sanctioning bodies in the state of Texas, and they're all putting on new cook-offs. So it just dilutes everything down. That's why we're having the perception that barbecue.
It don't dilute it, Paul. It spreads it out.
It spreads it out. It spreads it out. Right.
Hey, my bad. Peter is not just did well at the World Food Championship. He's a steak world champion. My goodness, congratulations, and thanks for watching, man. That's awesome. What else? I don't want. Do we highlight that one again, Paul?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, screw Roddy Trevino, man. I feel like Sarah though.
Yeah.
The drinking team wins it every time. I'm not Sarah. I don't remember what we were talking about at that point. But I'm kind of going back. Honestly, I don't think anyone would have thought that in November of 22 Texas cooks would be wanting pork. Yeah. In November of last year, people wanting pork now, and so 3 meat comps are like CBA minors, 4 meat is majors. Going with the baseball analogy, but the base, what you mentioned, Robert, a 3-game series versus a 4-game series. If you don't do well in the 3-game series, you're behind the 8 ball, right? So 4-game, you have a little time to absorb that and make that up.
That's right. Them four meat series are easier to win.
Carmen, hello, Carmen. Love you, big guys. Congratulations to everybody. Points chase is always fun. Congrats to Adam and Michelle. All right, Roddy had a question for you, Phil. Tell us how everything went at the KCBS World Invitational.
Man, it was good. It was a good time. I enjoyed seeing all those KCBS guys that I met last year. And, I haven't cooked that much KCBS this year, but, we did the Royal, we did the Jack, and going back over there, man, it was fun. I thought we had a great cook. We ended up middle of the pack on a lot of stuff. We hit 11th place rib. That was a really nice call. And it was fun seeing the guys win who won, man. We had a great time doing it. Kind of far, so I'm kind of like burnt out on the far shit right now. But I'm glad to be back in Texas. That being said,
Bill says 3 meat comp feels like a weekend off. Jared has a question for you, Jeremy. Best class to take to learn. And Jeremy, have you taken any classes? You don't have to reveal that, by the way, if you don't want to.
No, I don't care. way back when I was first getting started, and probably like 2013 or something like that, I went and took a Dr. Smoke class.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Dr.
way
Smoke.
back when. Yep. And then that was it. And then it was just, just doing cook-offs here and there. I mean, we would average maybe 5 cook-offs a year, 4 or 5 tops. And the more you do, the easier it gets. And yeah, that's about it. The biggest thing I've learned from anything is a lot from just repetition and then the barbecue league.
Phil, you have classes, anything coming up for you?
Yeah, we got our January 7th and 8th class. I think I got to look at, I think 1 seat left, maybe 2.
Oh, it's almost filled.
And then we're going to plan on doing, probably at least 2 more classes later next year. I think, January, May, August. It's kind of how I ran it last year. So something probably similar to that next year.
It's no secret. I've been cooking since 12. Really started taking it seriously about 18. But then I had not taken a class, but having taken Phil's, I did a shadow class with him in Oklahoma. And by shadow, literal, there was a shadow watching us the whole time. But it really did.
Notepad down, Rob. We're gonna miss turn in.
And what you take from a class isn't so much recipes or whatnot, but different techniques than what you're used to. And I encourage everybody to take a class. I mean, it really, you can still do it on your own, but the little simple techniques that you do pick up just to apply it to what you're already doing, is golden, man. It really improves your scores. It improves your techniques. It improves your processes, all of it. So I encourage everybody, and Phil's been a big part of what we're doing here with Bullhorn BBQ. So that'd be one that I recommend. Robert, I know you do some classes as well. Talk about yours, bub.
Yep. So we do some barbecue champs classes. Of course, number one, I always said whenever I first started cooking barbecue, hell, it's been so damn long ago. It's been 17, 18 years ago when I first started cooking competition barbecue. I always told everybody, I was like, you know what? I said, it was so damn hard for me to get started. I cooked for probably 2 or 3 years before I even got a call. I got a bean call one time over in Magnolia.
Probably had nothing to do with them Blue Mountains either, huh, Robert? I've seen the gut pile after you left a cook-off.
I got a bean call one time over in Magnolia when I first started cooking, and I thought I'd just done won the world. And I was like, God almighty. I said, you know what? I said, if I ever make it to where I could actually, help somebody, I'll never sell a class. And I hate to say that I'll never sell a class, because I'm pretty sure one day I'll have a class out there, and we'll gather a bunch of folks up. And but I told the guys over at Texas Chrome, I said we did it. It was actually, I remember Phil was out there, and we did a little pasture party, Husky pasture party, and I got Joey over there, and I said, Joey, you know what? I think it's time that I can help you guys out a little bit and kind of share the wealth. And I did a deal on Texas Barbecue Champs, Barbecue League, or what is it? Barbecue.
Barbecue Champs Academy. Get it out.
And
So Smokin Gooder Show.
And I said, you know what? I said 100% of the proceeds are going to go to that organization. Everything that sells, all them classes that sell all year long, go straight back to Joey's organization. I don't receive anything at all from any of those classes. And, I really feel like that it helped a lot of people. And, it's grow. I hope at the end of the day, that it's grown, and and then it's grown to organizations, and it's grown the cookers. It's helped the cookers a lot, and like I said, at the end of the day, I feel like I can help out cookers, and just get it going.
Oh shit. Hello.
Rob, you got your mic muted right there. Remember, you told Jeremy your mic was muted. Rob,
Yes,
you
there we
go.
go. My bad. My bad.
There we go.
Brian Fox said that Robert A. Smith taught me a lot when I was on the team, and it still taught me things at cook-offs. Just go up and ask. His trailer is usually open. Robert, you're a great ambassador for bar. I think all of us are as well, but Robert, you're definitely out there promoting barbecue and doing what you can to promote barbecue. And I, for one, appreciate that, man. You're a great voice for Texas barbecue, and you're a great voice for the cooks. And if anybody has questions, they can go up there and you'll show them.
Yeah, you still owe me some money for a pit and a couple of briskets.
There you go. I just said it right there. Boom.
Robert, I've got some questions. I'll call
Yeah,
you.
I've got a couple of
Tom and Bell, way to be a great.
I'll be in your
guy.
trailer at Lake Jackson on Sunday. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes, people are asking about my shadow class, Phil. Yeah, there was a shadow in there. The other
It
guy
was a 2-for-1.
did the other guy enjoy the class as well. Rob brought a friend to Phil's shadow class. He took the shadow part literally. Yes, I am on mute. I am no longer on mute. Thank you, Vet. Yes, yes, he is an outstanding guy. Well, boys,
God. And what'd you say? Wasn't that again? For the fourth time, Rob. Yes.
Oh goodness.
oh my gosh,
Just run the class.
are you having fun, Phil?
You brought it up, man.
I know. Actually, everybody else brought it up.
You threw
Victor,
it up on the screen.
Victor's knocking on the door in the top 5. I need a class to jump into the top 5. Yeah, I don't know. You're doing well, Vic. You got whatever you're doing. Keep it up, my man. But man, this has been fun. I don't know that do people want us to keep going? Anybody want to add something? Robert, talk about your experience at the World Food Championships, my man.
Hey, World Food was outstanding. We wound up. Of course, we didn't win it like we expected, but at the end of the day, we always step out of the box and cook a little bit of something different. But you know what? At the end of the day, there was a lot of teams that stepped up this year and jumped in there. Anna and Scotty, hey, they turned in perfectly cooked brisket and burnt ends, and really jumped in and came out, in third. We we stepped out of the box and cooked a smoked chili that we really felt that was going to put us in the hunt, and of course it did. I mean, we finished 4th in the world this year. We're really happy with that. I'm glad Phil wasn't there.
Hey, Robert, can you explain for people that don't, because it's something that I've actually been interested. It's something I've been interested in cooking, but I'm just, I don't know what to expect there. So what talk about showing up there. I know there's 2 separate contests, right? You have the eat and you have the CBA version or CBA portion of it. But why don't you talk about what you experienced? And Paul, you did it last year. Y'all talk about what you experienced there and how different is it from a regular contest?
I really feel like the CBA portion of it, of course, is always the same way. But I was very disappointed this year because they didn't have pork. So it kind of got everybody on the same playing field. But
Phil's almost allowed to go back.
Yeah, understand. But we went back to 3 meats, and of course it was a great competition. Of course, Scotty and Anna GC'd it. And the eats category is where I feel like that a lot of us Texas teams, get to shine a little bit. We get to step out of our normal realm of just barbecue and get to jump in and do some foodie shit. And it's fun. I enjoy it. I'm sure Paul enjoys it. We get to step out of our realm and do some foodie shit, and luckily this year, this year they had 3 categories. First category was chicken. So we did a Cornish game hen with a jalapeno cornbread dressing. Our second category was ribs. So we jumped out there and did some big beef dino ribs, but we actually trimmed them down and made lollipops out of them. And then, because of course we all know it's got to be on the bone, so we left them on the bone and we just made some really, really nice slices while they were still on the bone. Turned that in, and then of course brisket was a category at the end, and I turned in some really nice brisket slices and that I thought were a little over, thinking that they were still going to carry a little bit, but to my dismay, there was a lot of CBS judges in there judging brisket. So
they didn't like that. Yeah,
they didn't like that at all.
Paul, what was your experience with the World Foods last year?
I'll tell you, we made the finals in World Foods last year, and that was probably the most exciting 90 minutes of my life. I mean, that's you had 90 minutes. You had to start from raw, everything in the package, nothing pre-trimmed, nothing like that, and had to cook the entire deal. I understand this year it was a 12-hour window. They got to really cook everything. The only thing I didn't like about this year, and I wasn't there this year because of work, but the only thing I didn't like about this year was they had live judging where, you were standing there in front of the judges. The judges knew who you were. And, it wasn't just your food. Maybe it was your personality or your popularity may have had something to do with that.
Sure.
That deal. And I this is a cooking competition. I'm not going to win that personality contest very often. I want to be judged on what I cooked. So I thought that was sort of a bad situation there.
And with that being said, I think what they did is because when we went to North Carolina, where was it? South Carolina. We went to South Carolina. We got through into that mix. We did our normal competitions here, and then when we won the World Food last year, whenever we went to South Carolina, that's what we had to do. We had to present our food to all these judges and everything like that, and it kind of throwed us out of our realm. And I could understand both ways, how it would look, if you're sitting up there, and we can all sit here and throw rocks at everybody. And but like I said, I wish I would have wore like a Chris Lilly shirt, saying he's the man, or something like that. But like I said, it was definitely fun, and and I really think that our boy Sterling, whenever he and I felt like at the end of the day, I go back and look at it, I presented my food after they had already tasted it. They had already tasted my food and gave my food scores because they had, we were sitting there running into it, and they had already tasted my food, scored my food. It was already gone. And then, the teams that had already made they were sending, basically 5, they had already kind of caught up with how they were judging their food. So, I wish I could have told them exactly what my food was and how my food was presented toward them whenever they were tasting it. But they had already scored mine and everything after he was already gone. But we
Like you got screwed, Robert.
see, I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Protest.
Yeah. So,
we got out Smittied, is what Aaron Leslie said.
Shout out
Hey, shout out.
yeah.
What did Paul? What did Jeremy Cortez do day one? He killed it, right? He did something.
No, he GC'd the day one. Yeah.
GC day one, which was the
yeah,
eat competition.
On the eat
On
competition.
the eat.
Wow.
Yeah, Jeremy and Aaron both qualified both days in the top 5. They would either day they would have gotten into the final 10.
Yes.
So,
And I squeaked in. I squeaked in on the second day because a couple of other guys just really did really good. So,
I should know this, but this is open to anybody that wants to sign up for a CBA portion of that if they continue to be CBA next year.
No.
How does that work?
It's not an open event.
Yeah, you got to GC it. You got to GC a competition. Once you GC a competition, then it's open to, if you want to sign up. And of course, that was why last year I didn't get my brisket points, Paul.
Because you still won the damn thing. Chill out.
Wasn't Paul's
Stacy beat you in brisket. That's right.
Stacy beat me in brisket because I got a first place brisket at World Food. And if we all know, World Food doesn't count.
World Food does not count.
Why we're blaming Paul for that?
Yeah,
Paul's organization.
Paul, I know Paul has to leave in a minute. We're not gonna keep this show going too much longer. But I have failed. I've been so excited to talk to you guys. I have not done my sponsor spot, which takes me about a minute or two to do. And then Paul, do you want anything before we let you go? Do you want to hang with us? Or I know you have to wake up at
I got to get up in a little while, so I'm going to go ahead and go.
And we're going to miss you this weekend, Paul.
Brother, you think I'm going to miss being there? Trust me.
We're definitely going to miss you, but I do want you. I say it all the time, but I do want you to talk about your good friends' products real quick before we let you go. Let me just do this real quick. Let me go through this real quick. RecTech Smokers, RecTech. I've been an instructor for RecTech for this past weekend or a couple weekends ago. I love the smokers. You need to put something like that in your arsenal. It is a great tool to have as a cooker, but they have the amazing pellet smokers. They have amazing products. They have all kinds of, they actually have their rubs and sauces now, and they've got all kinds of lines. Cosmos Q products been helping me on the competition trail for the last 3 years. Love them. We talked about the Uvalde Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads. This coming up in 3 weeks, December 9th and 10th. Robert, you've been to that cook-off. Why don't you? Is he still there? Talk about Uvalde cook-off.
Oh, Uvalde cook-off is wonderful. That's I've been doing Uvalde cook-off for the past 3 years, and the first year that I was there, I was really, really lucky enough to win a second place brisket. Second place rib, and then last year we went down and we got Carissa got a second place rib, and I got a first place rib. So I'm sitting here looking at the trophies. So that is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful cook-off.
And Wade Carpenter and crew do a great job for the cooks. They have a wonderful facility. Everything's on concrete. They have a dinner on Friday night. They have a wonderful award ceremony with DJs, and it's just spot on. And Paul Whitaker,
amazing.
GC'd it last year. My goodness. It's just a great facility. So you guys make plans to attend that one December 9th and 10th. Coming up. It's coming up real soon. It's the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads 2022 in Uvalde, Texas. Paul, why don't you speak on your good friend Aaron Leslie with Texas Oil Dust and what they have all to offer?
Let me tell you something. I don't talk bad about any other rub company out there, but let me tell you something that you get with Texas Oil Dust. You can call Aaron Leslie anytime you want to and talk to him. He'll talk to you about barbecue and what you're doing with it. I'm around him all the time. He's always talking to people who call him and, hey man, what am I doing? What I need to do? And he'll talk to anybody about it. I don't think you can call. I'll pick on Big Papa Smokers. You know, you can't call Sterling Ball and ask him, what am I doing? I don't think. You get great products and a great guy.
Absolutely. And he has brines, injections. He's got a sauce. He's got pickles. The guy's killing it over there with Texas Old Dust.
He's got
Aaron
everything.
Leslie, Texas Old Dust. Make sure you hit him up. He's in the comments right here. If you want some great product, you can hit up with Aaron Leslie with Texas Oil Dust. Eureka Heights Brew Company. I'm drinking some Eureka Heights right now. Some Buckle Bunny, and I had some something light. Oh, I better go pull that out of the freezer. It might bust. I had to cool that down earlier tonight. But Eureka Heights Brew Company been with me for about 5 years now. I love that. They have great products. If you guys see me at a contest, make sure you come by and say hi. I have some Eureka Heights all the time to share with me. And then, of course, we got Texas Pepper Jelly. That's Case Hahn. He's the #1 ambassador for Texas Pepper Jelly. You all know Case Hahn. Everybody knows Case Hahn, right? And, of course, y'all know him from a great video. It's one of the best videos out there. Let's share it real quick. Absolutely, you can find that. Robert, you want to talk about the barbecue store in Hempstead?
Hey, if you're wanting the #1 products in the state of Texas, you're going to have to go across the street from the restaurant, hit up one of our #1 girls, Elena, and she's going to have it shipped out that day or the next day, but you're going to have it in 2 days.
Absolutely.
She's outstanding. You can call her. You know, I would say you can call her any time of the day, any time of the night, and it's gonna happen. So yeah, the barbecue store is
where you go to win. Hashtag where you go to win. Tom
exactly
and Bell from
exactly.
Tom Ball VFW.
If you're gonna, if you're looking to pick up some B&B products, if you're looking to pick up a new Pit and Boss, that's exactly where you're gonna go.
Yep. And you can find LC barbecue products all over at the barbecue store in Hempstead. It's not very often that I get to talk about this product all the time. I've told you all about it, what he's done for my game. But Phil is here in the comments. Let's hear your voice, Phil. Talk about what you got to offer for everybody out there.
Yeah, man. First off, appreciate everybody who supports LC Barbecue. Yeah, I mean, we got 3 rubs on the market. We got Rawhide certified last call, and then we've got 4 injections, 5 injections, and 1 brine. Hinge wrench, foul play, great combo for turkey and Thanksgiving that's coming up. That's what we use on our bird every year. Then we got Boss Hog and newly released Butt Hurt, which has been doing really well for us in pork this year. Angry Bull, Play Bull. Did I miss anybody? Yeah, www.lcbbqshop.com. Thank you guys for the love.
Absolutely. And not only that, it's you got, it's not out there yet, but cocky. That's it. I love cocky, man. Hashtag
man, we got cocky coming, and we got honestly, Rob. I mean, I'm working on trying to tidy up 2 or 3 more products right now. So we're hopeful that into first quarter next year, we'll have at least 2, maybe 3 more products out on the market. So you guys stay tuned. Got some good stuff coming up.
Manuel wants to know when it's coming out. When is cocky coming out?
Yeah, soon. It's coming out soon.
Soon. And I need a blend, by the way. I've been making my own cocky, by the way. Shell said just made my pork injection for this weekend using LC barbecue products. Again, at the barbecue store, you can find all of these, by the way, but Texas Original Charcoal Products. Joey Machado has learned a lot traveling and doing these other charcoal companies, and he created his own, and it's great. Texas Original Charcoal. He's got lump briquettes, and he has he's got lump charcoal, and he's got these big old briquettes, man. They're all the rage going right now, and not for a great reason. Teams are winning with it. If you guys have not got your hands on some Texas Original Charcoal, if you see me, you can get some of that possibly if I have some in my trailer. And I might have some in Lake Jackson to share. So for you guys to try out, that's Texas Original Charcoal Products. Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics have been with me since day one. My trailer was wrapped originally in 2012, and it still looks amazing. That Bullhorn trailer has been on the wrap 10 years now. It still looks amazing. The Danny Dietz Memorial Classic. Y'all know about that one. It's not something that I do well at, but I do love to support it. Jen Lee and her crew do a phenomenal job over at the Danny Dietz Memorial Classic. That may be coming through some changes. So we'll see what happens there. That's going to be coming up in September. It's the Labor Day weekend is when they do that one. How about Clark Compression and Components, a family-owned company since 2001. It's where you go for parts and service for all your gas compression needs. We offer field service, maintenance, overhauls, and in-house repairs and parts for use in natural gas engines and natural gas compressors. That is Clark Compression and Components. Tom and Bell are in the comments, hanging out, drinking beer at the Tomball VFW. And lastly, but not least, is Summer Moreno, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. They officially are going to be with the Arochas. I know Bill Purvis, they're with the Purvises. They can insure all your cookers, all your smokers, all your trailers, and your life. Get with Summer, get with me. I'll get you in contact with her, and get with Summer for the Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. All right. Thank you guys very much. I should have done that earlier, and I apologize, but we got it done. I love everybody that sponsors this show. Thank you so much. And we're having a great time doing this. So I love all my partners that do this. Let me pull this down and bring, oh shit. I pulled something up there. I shouldn't have. There we go. There we go. All right. Guys, thanks so much for hanging in there. We still got, Paul, you're still hanging out? I thought you were going to hang out. I thought you were heading out of here, buddy.
I just had to listen to your sponsor deal. Yeah.
Rob, you got time to share your timeline with us?
No, that was not what that was.
I didn't make it past chicken 8 o'clock. Nothing happens before 8 o'clock for Rob.
Dude, I get up at 7, maybe. I got up at 7:15 this past weekend. I probably Bill's like, what was that? Bill was like, what was that? Yeah, that's what I missed. Am I late? No. Yeah, damn lightweight. That's talking about you, Paul. You got it. Mobley Hardin will be in Lake Jackson. So, Paul, you're not cooking this weekend. I'm sorry that you are not. I really wish you were. But
I wish I were too.
Guys in the comments, we said the top 10. I really think this is going to shuffle. Where it sits right now is definitely not how it's going to end. But
let's have everybody in the comment vote for like who they think is going to win. That sounds fun.
I want your top 3 and let's do top 5. Whoever predicts the correct top 5 at the end of the season, can they get some LC and maybe some first class product?
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
All right,
I can throw in a couple of rubs of Promised Land and some Troubadour.
All right, we'll put a couple of LC. We'll put an LC basket and a first class basket. They both have rubs. Whoever can predict correctly how it shakes out, the top 5. There may be 1, there may be 2, there may be 3. I don't know. There may be 0 that actually
tiebreaker. Hey, 16 for the tiebreaker. No, whatever. Figure it out, Rob.
We'll figure it out, but. Yeah, so y'all put in. You have time. We'll say by before Friday, before the contest begin on Friday. Let's pick your top 5. Who you predict will be your top 5, and we have an LC basket and we have a first class rub basket for you guys. Yeah. So
tomorrow.
No Russians, Jackie. There will be no Russians.
Tomorrow by midnight.
Well, tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, I'd say tomorrow. You have till tomorrow by midnight to put your top 5. Submit it to just put it on the page here. So Smokin Gooder Show Facebook page. Put it on there, and we will. We'll get you a basket of LC product and some first class barbecue product. I mean, if nobody wins,
November Madness.
if nobody wins, we'll get you some Scooter barbecue rub product.
Yeah, you get what you pay for there too.
Jeremy.
Holy shit. Tom
Jeremy.
Bell Clark.
Can I get you to print
Jeremy.
something out for me and make me some copies?
They put $500 on
Jeremy,
this thing. I don't know what this means. I'll get with her and I'll explain it afterwards. But
yeah, Jeremy, do you have any kind of special rubs or anything like that you're running right now?
You're asking him to
You asking for
put it out
tips?
there. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
all my injections are LC injections. I use
Give me your address, T-shirt coming your way. Thank you.
yeah, a couple of my own rubs and all my own sauces.
Nice.
So.
Oh, nice. So
We got to figure out how to put those in a jar, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Jackie's predicting LC for the win.
Love you,
Paul,
Jackie.
take her off.
Right.
Kick her off.
She's gone.
She's
Smith
gone.
is shigging. Smith wants to know what Love is doing right now. Absolutely. Boys, thank y'all very much. I think we're going to wrap this up. I hope you guys had a good time. I know Phil is past your bedtime. It's past Scooter's bedtime
It was
for
past my
certain.
bedtime before it started, Rob.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, but, hey, I mean, used to we would get this going on for a couple hours, but I think Rob got a real job.
What's that? I didn't hear the last part, Rob.
Did Rob get a real job?
You talking about me?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I do have to go to the office. I'm fine. I can hang out all night long, but is there anything else we need? Is there anything else we need? So, guys, how do y'all? It's been a pleasure competing with you guys all season. We do have 3 weeks left, or 3 contests, pretty much. Regardless, there's like 6 left on the books, but most of us are only going to cook 3 going into this thing. It's been a pleasure competing with you guys. I can't wait to see how it shakes out. I am going to beat all of y'all. Just saying, I'm calling my shot. Especially now that Scooter's not there. That helps, or at least for 2 weeks. Scooter will be back next week.
Scooter, you coming to Buffalo?
I have family will be in town. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see what happens.
I'll be in
Harden,
Buffalo.
this
Come
is your
see me.
first show.
Whoa. So now, Paul, are you telling me that you're done for the rest of the year?
I'm not saying that yet, but it could be. Buffalo's a long
I think we
way.
see him in Lake Jackson on Sunday.
All right, I will say, somebody give us a what is it? What did Phil say? LC, Scooters, Rob, Love, Uncle Vix. Oh, he just dropped you out. Unless it's Robert Smith is Rob. He just dropped you out. Phil, Fred Robles dropped you out, Robert Smith.
Yeah. That's all right.
Grab another beer. We're gonna keep this show going, boys.
Pork, Fred.
Who knows where was Fred? If Fred were going to be on the list, Scooter, is he on this show?
I can neither confirm nor deny. Y'all want to know where Fred is? I can tell you where Fred is, but I don't think he wants me to tell you, so I won't.
But is
Fred,
he on this show?
Huh?
Would he be on this show right now?
No.
Okay.
He would not be on this show.
But he's probably within striking distance.
He would be. He is in the top 10, I think.
Oh, he's in the top 10. Okay. Yeah. All right. If you guys want us to continue, we can go till 10, which is 13 minutes. We'll go 2 hours.
I'm gonna drop out.
We'll go 15 minutes. Paul, you got to drop out. I understand 100%. Sadly, you're not going to be here this week, but Greg Minotti, that's my new best friend. He put me first already. Bullhorn, LC, First Class, Love, and Scooter. So he's saying the top 5 stays the same. Continue. Okay, we'll continue. We'll continue for 15 more minutes. There goes Paul. Didn't even get to say bye, Paul. He just said, I'm out. Boys, what do y'all think? I mean, it's coming to the end. It's been a great season. Jeremy, 14 contests. That's awesome, brother. You keep it up, so you'll have 17 when it's all said and done. Maybe. You may not do Buffalo if you don't need it. I mean, this guy might hit 2 GCs and be like, fuck y'all, I'm out.
I'm out.
No, I would still go after that. Yeah.
I'll drive the road. Paul can fly in. There you go. Talent flies. Aaron will already be in Lake Jackson, by the way. Who all is going to be in Lake Jackson on Sunday? All of us, right? All of us, yeah. Robert, you'll be there on Saturday. Jeremy, you'll be there on Saturday. Phil, you'll be there on Sunday. Correct?
I'll be there on Saturday, but it'll be
Saturday evening after the all right. So apparently, let me.
Who's checking Phil's meat?
Phil just kicked. Fred just kicked me out. Now I'm out.
Look,
Both Robs are out. I'm
both
out.
Robs are out. Yeah.
LC can put in that number one hole pretty easily for a shirt. Hey, it's up to you. Apparently, there's cash involved. Tom and Bill Clark are offering up $500. Whoever correctly picks the first correct pick of the top 5. There may be 0 correct picks of the top 5. We're that close. It's tough, man.
Hey, because I mean, the crazy thing is we've got a lot of teams in the top 10 that could really jump up there.
Oh yeah,
100%. Yeah, it's close. Like I think top 8 are within striking distance, especially if they have like a 10th place to drop and they had a first. They're soaring. Yeah, they're going up. So it's up for grabs. It's crazy. I think it's going to shuffle. I can't wait to see where it is. I did post. Let me share that real quick.
Yeah. Hey, and Rob too. Where are we having the this year? I know last year we went out to Eagle Pass.
It's on the schedule. It's in Seguin.
This year we'll be in Seguin. It's going to be Fred or Roddy. Give me the dates on it, but it's the middle of January. We'll be in Seguin. Lots of information will be coming out within the following week, maybe this week. We do also have some changes coming up for 2023 season, which is coming up December 1st, as we all know. So there's a lot of interesting stuff that is coming up from the CBA. So y'all stay tuned. Fred and Roddy, if y'all are in the comments and y'all want to do something tomorrow, we can do some announcements tomorrow because December 1st is coming up fairly quickly. And of course, we have the holiday next week. So we need to get all that out for everybody to understand what's going on. So lots of changes coming up. We talked about one of them, the 3 and 4 meet for promoters. Hopefully, guys, promoters, if you're watching, let's keep that. I think everybody's kind of in agreement. We want to do the want to keep, right? We want to keep the
keep the pork.
Keep the pork. All right, here's something coming up right here. I'm
getting shirts made.
Are you? For what?
Keep the pork.
Oh, keep the pork. All right, so let me share this real quick. As we speak right now, going into the final week, we are going to do the chicken category. We have Texas Sweet Heat. We have Roll and Smoke Barbecue out of West Texas. Bullhorn BBQ sitting in 3rd. Natural Born Grillers. And we have Smokin' Lows, Carlos Calzada, sitting in 5th in the top 5 for chicken. Over in ribs, Robert Smith, First Class Barbecue, hanging on by a thread to that first place because Bullhorn BBQ is right on your tail. Texas Sweet Heat, Amp Cookers, Michelle Martinez, and Smokin' Lows, top 5 again in ribs. Over in pork, for whatever reason, Bullhorn BBQ sitting in first place. We have Natural Born Grillers, LC BBQ, Texas Sweet Heat, and Reggie Q sitting in 5th place overall for pork as we speak right here, going with 3 contests left in the year. Brisket, God's Country Barbecue, AJ Garza. We have Beer Bellies, Huey Braun. Reggie Q, Vincent is sitting in 3rd. Texas Sweet Heat, Reyes. And 5th place, First Class Barbecue. That's pretty impressive, Rob.
Promised land.
That is pretty impressive. You're sitting in 1st. You're sitting in 5th. 1st in ribs, 5th in brisket. And in the overall, we've been talking about it. Scooters Barbecue. We have LC Barbecue. We have Bullhorn Barbecue. We have Love Barbecue. First Class Barbecue. And then Uncle Vic's. We're all within about 350 points of each other. So that's where we stand going in right now to the final weekend, or not the final weekend. We got 2 more weekends. So coming up, I will update that next week. So it's tight, man. It's tight. It's fun. I love being a part of this. I think it's great for everybody. I think it's great for the sport. Y'all keep it up, man.
So, Rob,
Yes,
can I
sir.
be co-host for a second?
Yeah, be
Hey,
co-host.
Rob, how do you feel about being in the top 5 this year and coming down the last few weekends? Because you didn't really get to answer that question.
No, I love it, man. I'm excited about this. This is something that Diane and I have been pushing for towards middle of the year. She got a competitive fire under her, which I've never seen, which is awesome. So we're a true mom and pop team where she does my injections, my brines, and she's like pushing me as hard as I'm, she's pushing me, and more so than I ever thought that would happen. So it's great to see something like that come out of her. And it's definitely helped our team together as Bullhorn. And yeah, it's just been great, man. And once you start winning a few and doing a few more, and like Jeremy said earlier, doing them back to back, and your processes, you don't think as much, you just continue to cook. And then you see some success come from that, man. I've never had this kind of success. I'm sitting at 6 GCs, which is just crazy. I got 4 RGCs and I have a 4th to drop. So it's nuts. Can't believe I'm talking about that, competing with who I compete against every weekend and week out. So guys, continue to do this. And with CBA, it will improve. Somebody said steel sharpens steel. So it is fun to go and compete against all of you guys and Scooter and Vic and everybody out. So I'm enjoying the hell out of it, man. To answer your question, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. And
when did you know? When did it click? Like, hey, I'm going to run this. I'm going for it.
I guess probably in the season started in November, so probably in March I was like sitting in top pork, and for whatever reason, pork is just I was drawn to it and did well with it. So just sitting there, and I was like, man, hey, let's go for it. And then Diane started like, hey, she starts planning our schedules and stuff like that. And I was like,
nice.
I'm like, you want to do this mini? And so she got that competitive fire, and it's just been fun to watch. And of course, you all know our kids are growing it. Jeremy, you'll experience it, but Phil and Robert, our kids have kind of grown up in this sport, and they know all each other, and it's just a kind of a family affair. So it's always great, man, to go out there and hang out with my buds, and the kids are all doing their thing, and our wives are doing their thing. It's just a great family sport, and I encourage everybody to kind of get involved in that. It costs some money, obviously, but the rewards are there as well.
Jeremy, you got a lot to look forward to, brother.
I can't wait.
Absolutely.
So excited.
He ain't waiting. Load up.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Got the paper in.
He's
all
coming.
that
He's
stuff.
smelling that barbecue.
Yeah,
every
load
day.
up. Yeah. Yeah, the little onesies smell like smoke.
Yeah.
Leslie. Hi, Leslie. This is the brains behind the Texas Turkey Federation, right? December 2nd and 4th, Texas barbecue blowout in Paris, Texas. Guaranteed $10K payout with an additional $2K. They already are sitting at more than their goal was, and I believe they're planning. They think they're going to hit 40 plus teams out there. December 2nd and 4th, Texas barbecue blowout, Paris, Texas. Guaranteed $10K payout with an additional $2K for the turkey smoke. And get signed up. She's got a big weekend coming up. You see that big turkey there in her profile picture? She gets to bring the turkeys to the White House to get pardoned by the president. So that's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
wow.
with the National
crazy.
Turkey
All right. So
Federation.
how were they with the storms last weekend? I know a couple last weekend there was some bad storms up there. So I hope everything's okay and everything like that. But should we look for anything up there going?
What are you talking about? Up in North Texas?
In Paris.
Oh, really?
Paris had some really. I think Paris got hit by a tornado. So I think with that being said, maybe we should send some more teams up there and look out for them.
Yeah. So if you guys are up in that area or just want to go out there and get some money, $10K guaranteed, 2 extra for the turkey smoke contest. If you've never done a turkey smoke, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's something you can be creative with as well. I know that Phil has done well in turkey. I have yet to do well in turkey, but it's just another thing, right? You know, so like we talk about pork, you just learn it, right? Do it. Turkey is big chicken.
Hey, just call Purvis.
Call Purvis or call Phil Breeden.
In the KCBS World Invitational, and turkey smoke gives you the turkey. So literally, all you have to do, Bill and I both did the same thing. We just cooked the turkey breast, sliced it, and turned it in. So, I mean, you can get as creative as you want, or you can just cook turkey. So, man, I've liked that category since they've come out with turkey smoke and promoted it.
She says
everything
so far so good.
So Leslie, hey, thumbs up for you guys up there. You know, probably going through a lot of stuff up there. So more teams that we can send up your guys' way, you know, the more money we can raise for you guys.
Turkey fried barbecue, Texas turkey. We'll see. All right, Phil, anything you want to add before we get out of here, Bubba?
Man, appreciate you having me on, Rob.
Absolutely.
Good luck to the top 5 and the top 10 and the rest in the point chase for CBA, and best of luck.
Jeremy.
And thanks so much for having me on. It was a blast. I was only a little nervous half the time, but it was a lot of fun, and good luck to everyone cooking.
Absolutely. We'll see everybody this weekend. Robert Smith.
Enjoyed it. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll keep that pork strong.
You will, my man. You've been doing well. You've been doing, I think hopefully promoters have heard this and they heard from the cooks that want to continue to do pork. And
hey,
whatnot.
Rob, before you cut it out, I want to say congratulations to Adam and Bill on getting married this past week.
There you go.
Big congratulations. I love you guys. Wish we could have been there. I really do.
Congratulations.
Absolutely. Well, for guys, thank you for tuning in. We hit a good mark listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys like the roundtable discussions rather than just kind of have one guest, let me know, because I think this was fun. It was fun I was kind of worried about having that many people on one screen, but I think it went well. So having guys professional like you guys made it easier. Were you gonna say something, Robert?
Nope.
No, he's just going to drink. Good luck to everybody cooking this weekend all across the nation, all across Texas.
See you guys at Lake Jackson.
And especially the guys that are cooking Champions Barbecue Alliance. This isn't a CBA show, but this was a centric one because the season's coming to an end, and it's fun to compete against you guys like I mentioned earlier. So if you guys are in Lake Jackson, come hit me up. Come see Phil. Come see Jeremy. Come see Robert. We'd love to chat barbecue with you guys. And that's going to wrap it up for the So Smokin Gooder Show. Thank you to Scooter and Phil, Jeremy, Robert, and I'm Robert Arocha. Thank you very much. We'll be back next week with a guest from Wisconsin, and he's hilarious. You guys will love him. It's Jeff Stout from Wicked Pig Barbecue. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the show. Thank you very much. We are out. You guys stick around for a minute.